Alright, this is going to be a very short tutorial on how to work on the framing activity in the Google Classroom. So the very first thing you do is you can go into the Google Classroom, or even before that, if you're starting from the very beginning, very first thing I want you to do on your desktop is to create a folder. So all you're going to do is just going to right click uh, on the mouse button, right click with the mouse button, click on new folder, and that'll create a new folder for you. And if you need to rename the folder, just click on the folder once, click on the name once, and that'll allow you to change the name. So that's how you are going to change your folder, make a folder name. I'm going to delete this because I already have my old folder. But very first thing I want you to do is you're going to go on to Google, and you're going to search for an image on there. Alright, so preferably you want to either find landscape or cityscape, whichever one you want to do. I'm just going to do landscape for this example. Just do an image search. And when you click on these images, just be mindful that some of these images that you download, they may be a little bit blurry. So for example, I can't really find one that's blurry. These are actually all pretty high res, which is interesting. But you're going to click on the image, and to download this image, all you're going to do is you're just going to click and drag it in your folder. So I'm just going to click and drag this image here, and that'll download it. So in this example here, this is like one where it might come out a little bit blurry. So if I make it bigger, it's very pixelated. Okay, so just be mindful of this when you pick an image. So just for keeping this tutorial short, I would just look for like another image. So make sure you find one that's pretty clear. This is another one that's blurry too. And the reason why it's blurry is because the school blocks a lot of these websites where you do your image search. So just be mindful of that. So I'll try this one here. Hopefully this isn't blurry. And usually you can tell by the name of it. If it's like an actual name of the file, then it's not going to be blurry. So this is Amazing Beautiful Beauty Blue. So I can use that one. So I'm just going to delete these ones. You can just drag it into the trash bin to delete it. All you're going to do is just click and drag it into Photoshop. Alright, so from here, you're going to click and drag into Photoshop, and it'll load up into Photoshop. So basically all I want you to do is just to draw and create a frame for your image. And I'm actually gonna give you guys the whole period to work on this, so do take your time, make this look very neat and clean. So first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna click down here. It's gonna create a new layer, or you can click up here and click on new. That'll create a new layer too. I'm gonna click on the bottom button because it's a lot easier. So you're gonna create a new layer here. So every time you make a new layer in Photoshop, it's only gonna affect that one area in your picture. So I'm just using this brush tool here on the toolbar, and that's gonna make it black. So it doesn't affect my image at all. So I'm clicking on this eyeball. That's just to hide what's on that layer. But if I were to erase it, I can use this to erase it. But if I tried to do the same thing on that background layer, so I made this black here, and then I tried to erase, it's gonna erase the whole picture. Okay, so just be mindful of that. That's actually a good practice to keep in mind of with Photoshop. And if you want to undo your mistakes, you just go to this history panel. This is history on it, and this actually shows you the different commands that you did. So I'm just going to click on, and make sure to click on the name. I'm not sure what this check button does, but click on the name button does it. So I'm actually going to click on the top just to start all over again. And then when you do another command, it'll start a new, so make a new layer, use your brush, and all you're going to do is, before you use your brush though, just make sure your opacity is at 100. Let's just say it was at 40 or something, you're going to have like this faded effect, which you don't want. So always change it to 100. So all you gotta do is, all you're gonna do is for this assignment is just think of something to use for framing in your picture. So again, framing is the objects that are closest to you. They're on the edges. So one example I could do is maybe I can just do like some little flowers here, or grass. And I'm doing this real quickly, and to be honest, I'm using my what are those things called? The the touchpad on my laptop, so this isn't gonna look perfect. But maybe I might want to draw like some grass or like flowers. And, this is gonna help to frame the picture. So it's kind of like helping me focus more on what's up here as opposed to what's down there. Maybe I might want to do like some flowers for this part, but again, it's not perfect. And you want to change the size of your brush, you can click on this and now change the size to this, so you can make it a little smaller, you can add little details to it. Alright, and you can also change how the brush looks too, so like if you want to play around with it, you can play around with like some of these different brushes. So this one, it's like kind of like a grass brush almost. You can do like that kind of a thing. And keep in mind the framing doesn't have to always be a black area either. So that could be like part of my frame here. And just keep in mind the rule of thirds. I'm just clicking on this framing tool just so you can see a rule of thirds. So that's the tic-tac-toe grid. This tree is kind of close to the top left corner, but I might want to actually play around with the rule of thirds a little bit more. I'm just not going to crop this. I just use that as a guide though. Maybe I might want to put a tree here. Make like a big tree. So it's on the top right, the bottom right. Again, take your time with it. I'm just going to do it real quickly just to show you. But yeah, this is all I'm asking for with this assignment, just to show me an understanding of framing and rule of thirds. And this is going to just give you like a little bit of time to kind of like just mess around and play with Photoshop. So, something like that. Alright.